Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to Wondersnatch. It's been almost a whole year since we've been allowed live performing, and I think a lot of us are missing performing for you guys. But there's some things that you guys do that piss us off. So I'm enlisting the help of a whole bunch of my drag queen friends here in Singapore to tell you their pet peeves, alright? So next time when you see us perform, you can, behave yourselves. Okay? And if that's something you want to see, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell for post notifications. Alright, let's get started. Alright, the brows are gone. Today I'm going to do a James Charles lightning look, okay? This look that he did when he did his, he recreated it again for some sort of answering people's questions thing. So I think it's really suitable for a pet peeves because you're really angry and there's like lightning going across your face. Alright, so I'm just going to recreate this look and we're going to talk about drag queen pet peeves, okay? This probably doesn't apply just in Singapore but all around the world too. So treat the drag queens well. Okay, so just to start off, why don't we have my friend Becca D'Bus, who I just interviewed, to tell you about his pet peeve.
Hi, I'm Becca D'Bus, Singapore's biggest drag queen. You know, every now and then when I'm out in public and talking to total strangers, somebody will ask a question that is so offensive, and they know it, that they would whisper the question. And the question is, does your family know about you being a drag queen? As if being a drag queen is so shameful that I wouldn't share it with my family. As if being a drag queen is so shameful that my family, knowing that I was a drag queen, wouldn't want to have anything to do with me. Now really, what do you have to assume to even ask that question?
Yeah, alright, thanks Becca. So one of the things that I think is very hard to change in society is that drag is something inherently shameful. Is that, some people actually think that, men dressing up as women, the whole basis of drag itself or playing with gender is something that is offensive or somehow shameful. Okay, I think that really needs to change. I think drag is becoming quite a respected art form these days. And, we are questioning gender and questioning how society sees the two different genders. I think that's what we're trying to play with. So, men trying to play with ideas of gender or play with ideas of what a man can do or what a woman's supposed to do is something that, we should be questioning. And drag queens are basically the channels for doing that, right? The shamans of questioning societal constructs. If we get a little deep here. Okay, I'm going to go in with a skin tone first and then do this big strip of blue right across. And on that note of gender, why don't we have another drag queen, Sammy Jen, tell you about her pet peeve.
Hi, this is Sammy Jen. I'm a drag performer from Singapore. One of the pet peeves I have when I'm in drag and when I'm at work is people questioning my gender. The smarter ones would ask, hi, are you transgender? And then the stupid one will ask, hey, boy or girl, boy or girl, boy or girl. And then I will always tell them one thing, I'm your mother.
Thank you, Sammy. Yes, so, just because we're playing with gender, a lot of people come and, kind of ask very disrespectful questions when it comes to our gender. She's correct, okay? So when someone is a little bit clued in, they will ask, are you transgender? Or how do you identify? Okay, what are your pronouns? Okay, so that's something respectful you can ask. But coming boy or girl is really, really disrespectful. So sometimes people just come up to you and ask you if you're tucked. Where is it? Or some people even just go and grab you in the crotch, okay, to feel whether your junk is still there or what junk you have, and that's really, really disrespectful. And people have done that to me a lot, okay? When I'm performing in drag, some people will just come up to you and manhandle you, okay? And that's really, really disrespectful, okay? If you are curious, you can always ask, how do you identify? What are your pronouns, okay? So these are ways that you can respect someone's gender expression. And speaking about boundaries, here's Farrah Shamrock to tell you her pet peeve.
Hi Farrah.
Hi.
What's your biggest pet peeve in drag?
Dumb people touching my face without my permission.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Farrah. Okay, yeah, actually this pet peeve was actually mentioned by almost every single drag queen I approached, alright? People touching your face, okay? You know how much work goes into this face, okay? It's like, I know these videos are like 20 minutes, but it takes me about 3 to 4 hours to film one of these. And I think most drag queens take around 2 hours to get their makeup done. So, don't go and start poking at their faces or start trying to invade their personal space. Okay, drag is expensive and we're being held together by a lot of tape and a lot of smoke and mirrors. So don't come and ruin the illusion by, fiddling with our bits and fiddling with our face and of course touching our hair. So here's Ginny Gemini to tell you about her pet peeve.
Hi Victoria, my name is Gina Gemini and this is my pet peeve. I hate it whenever people play with my wigs or even touch them. It takes hours to style a wig. I'm talking about you, Dad. You love to play with my wigs. No more, huh? No more.
Yeah, so don't be like Gina Gemini's dad who loves to play with her wigs. So at least he's supportive, right? Yeah, our wigs can be super expensive, alright? And not all of us know how to restyle our own wigs. So, sometimes we actually buy our wigs. My friend Salome Black helps to style some of my wigs and they're so intricate. And sometimes people just come and start fiddling with it, and if the style goes out, I wouldn't know how to style it back myself. And wigs are quite expensive. It's quite expensive part of drag. Alright? A lot of times styled wig can go anywhere from $2 to $3 to sometimes even $500 if you buy it from overseas. Okay, so the base is done. I'm just gonna go into blue all the way around here now, okay? Using my Marron blue. This is very Nightwing blue. I love Nightwing. Okay, yeah, so the wigs. Another thing is that sometimes people come to drag queens and borrow their wigs, okay? So sometimes, people have costume parties and everything, and if you know a drag queen, you go and ask to borrow their wigs and use it for your parties or something like that and return it in a horrible state, okay? That is another big, huge pet peeve, I think, for a lot of drag queens. And me especially, okay? Sometimes the wigs are meticulously styled and if you don't know how to transport them or care for them, they come back in states that, are not ideal, okay? Okay, I'm just gonna pop on my face tapes and draw on these brows, and meanwhile, why don't get Aria Dunn to tell you about her pet peeve, alright?
Hi, I'm Arya Dunn. I just took a break from having a fat shit so that I could film this for you, so that we could learn what not to do with drag queens. So on the topic of pet peeves, I guess I really don't like when people take photos of me without flash. I mean, honey, I take so much time, put all this pigment on my face, and just because you don't want to look at your own eye bags, it's my fault? Come on. I mean, we're all flattered that you want to take photos with us. If you want to take a photo with us, it's probably because we're giving you this fantasy. And if you want to bring this fantasy with you, bring the fantasy to life by using flash. I mean, if you really think about it, even dead bodies in crime scenes are given flash photography. So the least you could do is treat us like a dead body. I don't know. Victoria, help me. I'm out.
Alright, thanks Aria. Yeah, flash. Okay, so when you take pictures of drag queens in the clubs and everything, a lot of people don't like to use flash because it washes them out. But whenever you post these pictures, it makes the drag queens look really rough. So, yeah, turn on the flash for us. Or at least get your friends, hold up their phone light or something so you can illuminate our beautiful makeup. Yeah, otherwise this looks really muddy in the club. So just highlighting under the brow. Yeah, and when you post your pictures online, tag your drag queens, alright? Help them boost their social media by making them pretty in your profile or something. Drag queens really are creatures of attention and we love getting, your attention and you telling us how beautiful we are. So, make sure we look beautiful in your photos. So that's more or less highlighted. I'm just going to set all this with my no color. And meanwhile, Norista, one of our most famous and most experienced, i.e. oldest, drag queens, will tell you about her pet peeve.
Oh, hello, it's me, Norista. Yeah, alright. The thing that I hate most about drag shows is when the organizer did not pay on time, or they do not pay, or they didn't even want to pay, or they don't even want to pay. Pay the speeches, girl. Pay the speeches. Yes.
Right, thanks Norris. Yeah, pay your drag queens, pay your performers. A lot of people hire drag queens or bring drag queens onto a project thinking that, you know, an exposure is enough for them, right? Just by turning up, you're giving them free exposure, you don't need to pay them. But you know, as I mentioned before, drag is really expensive and it takes a lot of time and skill to be a good drag queen. So if you want a drag queen for your project, please pay them a good market rate, alright? I think drag queens really need to be taken more seriously in arts and entertainment, okay? Riot, okay, the show that Becca hosts, pays drag queens really well, so support shows like that, okay? And Singapore's not really a place for tipping, but you know, in other places of the world, tip your drag queens. And in Singapore, if you want to tip us as well, or you know, if you can support them any other way, like buy their merchandise or stuff like that, you know, it really helps to support this art form. Alright, just filled in the black with this glittery black from the Blue Year Away palette. It's got some glitter in it, so it looks a bit like the midnight sky. I started to contour a little bit, but it's starting to look a little bit splotchy. Okay, so I'm just going to try to meld this into the face. Okay, and I'm going to go in with a bigger brush, and I'm just going to use a whole bunch of blues and blacks to splotch this out. I'm using 3 of my favorite blue palettes, okay, the Colourpop Blue Moon, the Morphe Blue Year Away, and this Snow Angels palette from Dose of Colours. First, let's just get those eyes done. Starting with fine china. On the same note of paying a drag queens, you know, sometimes people hire drag queens to do the makeup for them, okay, you know, for once in a year, like a Halloween party or Christmas party, and then you ask a drag queen to do your makeup. Make sure you pay them well, okay? It takes a lot of time and effort to come and do your makeup. And not only that, okay, if they're professional enough, sometimes they have to sterilize their makeup materials. Sometimes they even buy brand new brushes and sponges and everything, just, okay, so they can do use in a sanitary way. So make sure all these costs are covered and, you know, tip them generously. And, you know, make sure you tag them on your social media as well, you know, help them grow on their social media and everything, because this helps to raise their profile, and you know, that is considered exposure, but money is important as well. In Singapore especially, we don't have that many full-time drag queens. I mean, Becca and Vandam is Joaquim, both of whom I've interviewed on this channel. I think I'm probably the only full-time drag queens here in Singapore. Most other drag queens here have other jobs as well, okay, and it's very hard to make ends meet just by doing drag. So that's why I think it's very important for us to remember that, okay? And a lot of us are doing this for the passion and for the love of the art form. And if we can be compensated or appreciated in other ways, it really means a lot to us. Okay, I'm just going to go in and fill in the rest of this blue. Now it just looks like a blue sky, but I want it to look like a night sky. So I'm going to go in with some of this darker color called Clued In from the Blue Moon palette, okay, just to deepen up. So I'm just building a whole bunch of colors. Okay, this is more midnight. Blend it up. Alright, I'm just gonna try to cover the rest of the face in this, and I'm just gonna get a couple more drag queens to tell you about their pet peeves.
So Dahlia, what's your biggest pet peeve in drag?
Hungry boys. Let's go. Wah, kau cantik eh? Kan? Macam kecil. It's the hair, because of the layer, it always frames the face. That's why I like.
Ariana, what's your biggest pet peeve in drag?
Talking! That's a pet peeve.
Pet peeve, something that you don't like, right?
Macam tak suka. Okay.
Alright, yeah, thanks Dahlia and Ariana. Those are two of the beautiful girls from the house of Miss Joaquim. Check out their channel. Alright, and yeah, hungry boys and tucking. Hungry boys, yeah, you know, sometimes guys who seem to be very, very homophobic and transphobic seem to like drag queens a lot, okay? Something that I've noticed ever since I've gone on the internet is that a lot of men, okay, supposedly straight acting men, have been just sending me DMs and unsolicited dick pics and stuff like that, okay? Because they seem to really, really like the aesthetic of a drag queen. So, I mean, you know, I think there is a market of people who like, okay, this kind of gender bending, kind of androgynous, or kind of I don't know, some people have a fetish for it, but in real life they are acting quite misogynistic and quite homophobic to drag queens themselves. So, you know, you hungry boys better get your act together, okay? If you appreciate us with respect. So I've gone in and darkened up a lot of black. I'm just going to bring this down, blend this down with some blue. I'm going to use a bigger, fluffier brush, and I'm going to be using this blue called Starry Eyed. Okay, and I'm just gonna blend this down. Okay, it's gonna almost be like blush. And tucking. Well, those queens who tuck it can be quite annoying, okay? It is a bit of a pet peeve that, you know, whenever a queen tucks, you know, every time you need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the show, you got to take everything off and then go to the bathroom and put everything back on again. Okay, so, you know, a lot of the times, drag queens don't like to drink, and that's why I usually don't drink or eat when I'm doing a show. And using the James Charles palette this time, okay, and I'm just deepening up some of this, okay, just to make it look a little bit more midnight. Okay, it can be a little bit splotchy if you want. And now, okay, using this shimmer from the James Charles palette, the blue, just gonna go on my lid. Perfect time for a halo eye. Down my nose, tip of the nose, and also a little spritz in the corner of the eye. Let's fix that, and I'm gonna go in with my white. I'm gonna draw in some lightning and clouds using my Super Beauty, which seems to be starting to separate. Yeah, so, you know, drag is very, very painful, okay, sometimes. And not just tucking. Sometimes if you're standing in drag for a whole day, the corset starts biting into you, the hair's really, really hot, especially in Singapore. My face tape, sometimes if I'm sweating, this starts to come off, so, you know, drag has an expiry date, okay? Okay, so I think most people don't stay in drag for more than a couple of hours at a time. I'm really lucky that I'm just doing it for YouTube. So I wash all this off like, you know, a few minutes after I'm done. But you know, for people who are performing in drag the whole night and everything, they're in a lot of pain sometimes. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're talking to your drag queens or when you're interacting with them. Don't manhandle them, don't grab their crotch, and let them sit down if you can, okay? Get the weight off their feet. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in and draw lightning bolts. Okay, so just going to draw a whole bunch of these lightning bolts around here. And meanwhile, why don't we get Vanda Miss Joaquim, Singapore's most famous drag queen from Drag Race Thailand, to tell you about her pet peeve.
Hello everybody, I'm Vanda Miss Joaquim from Drag Race Thailand Season 2 and currently now in Singapore doing nothing because there are no live performances. Anyways, I want to tell you about my pet peeve because it's important. My pet peeve is when people expect every drag queen to do splits, dips, backflips, cartwheels, flip-flops in every performance. Stop it! Sometimes emotions can be more powerful than theatrics. I love you. Bye.
Thank you, Vanda. Thank you for that. Because I can't do dips or shablams or any of that. Yeah, and you know, Drag Race and other reality drag TV shows have given people the expectation that all queens are supposed to be able to do all these very fancy dance moves and everything. But you know, not every queen is a dancing queen. I'm not a dancing queen, but I hope that I have, you know, other talents and other things that I can offer that will entertain people, okay? So don't expect every queen to do all these theatrics and all these fancy dance moves, okay? Queens come in all shapes and sizes, and I think drag queens can actually be part of almost any part of entertainment, okay? Theatre, comedy, musical theatre, makeup, art, performance art, stuff like that. So, you know, open your mind and, you know, accept your drag queens for what they are. Alright, just going in my lips now, okay? James Charles here has a very, very nude lip. So I'm just going to draw a very nude lip with my Gerard Cosmetics. This is a Luna. Okay, a very cool tone nude lip. Filling that in with my Doll Life Double Booked. Going over that with my Coloured Rain and Suspect. Okay, and pop that icy blue shimmer right on the Cupid's bow. Okay, I'm just gonna throw on a lash and some finishing touches and I'll be back for a wrap up. Hold up! There's still one more very important thing that you all need to know when interacting with drag queens, and that's when you want to interview them. So, a lot of people come to drag queens to try to interview them for, you know, final year projects or magazine articles or YouTube videos. So, here's Mona Kiki to tell you exactly how we feel about being interviewed.
Hi, my name is Mona Kiki, and my pet peeve is when I'm being interviewed as a replacement for good and sound research. I hate when interviewers ask me questions that a quick Google search can answer. Like, girl, I am not gonna do your homework for you.
And this is the finished look. Midnight drag queen, angry from all the pet peeves. I look a bit like Singularity from A-Force, right? I really like the character design. And thank you to all the drag queens who contributed to this video. Follow them all, they're all linked down below. Follow Vanda Miss Joaquim and the House of Miss Joaquim on their YouTube channel, and Becca D'Bus. She's got a brand new YouTube channel as well. Alright, so if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell for post notifications. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye, and tip your drag queens. Oof. Superhero. Nightwing. Alright, check out my other videos. I interviewed Becca D'Bus right there, and I did an asexual flag makeup right there. See ya.